2, 3, 4. All right. Eating wafer, backflipping. Come on, big money, big money.
You don't need
10 million! We did it! We did it! We did it! 10 million! 10 million!
I mean, we're too good.
Oh, there's another one up here.
That's amazing.
10 million! Hold on, I'll tell you the numbers in a second. Holy sh! Move over, A1, Demon Joe, and the rest, for I am the master clickbaiter. Shit. Alright, so what you just saw isn't real. I mean, it's real, but you wouldn't really run this, and there's no point in even running this. But I wanted to see, nevertheless, I wanted to see what we could actually do here. And correct me if I'm wrong, I don't think I am. But that is the hardest hitting weapon world record ever in Fortnite Save the World. Anything higher than that, I believe, is caused by the multi-hit bug. I believe. I'm not saying I'm 100% right, but damn, that was a ton of damage. But you really wouldn't roll the Storm King's Wrath like this. So let's take a look at how you would. So here we have the Storm King's Wrath. I don't need to go over this too much. You guys know what this thing does. There's been videos before mine, and there will be videos after mine. So we're just going to talk about how good it actually is in reality. It's the absolute best weapon for the Storm King fight. Hands down. It one-shots the crystals, it four-shots the mini-bosses, and there's nothing really else in the game that hits this hard that's this accurate. Honestly, if this thing had travel time on it, it would probably be pretty bad, but the fact that it doesn't and it has pinpoint accuracy makes it undeniably the best weapon for the Storm King. Is it the best weapon of the set? In my opinion, no. But because it's a rocket launcher, you're not going to really use it as much as you would use any other weapon. But damn, is it fun to use. And once you get it, the Storm King fight becomes a lot easier. So let's see what it actually says. Honest to God, this is the first time I'm even reading this, and I've had it for a couple of days now. Charging this weapon causes the laser to split into chain to multiple targets on hitting. Longer charge times increase the number of splits up to 3 max. Charge shots generate more heat and consume more ammo. Now, here's the cool thing about this weapon. The only way this weapon acts as an actual rocket launcher is with this charged up shot. Holding it for a couple of seconds, charging up the shot allows the beam to pierce and poke and hit multiple enemies at one time. Otherwise, the weapon is a single file line weapon. It doesn't do what you would normally equate a rocket launcher to be able to do. It doesn't have a large blast radius. It doesn't have a ton of AoE damage when you use it without the charge shot. However, once you start to charge it and you get to its max charge rank, letting go of the trigger will cause it to ricochet between all enemies near them. And just take a look at the base stats here. We're not talking about the Founder's Revolt ricochet. We're talking for 380,000 damage on base stats alone, not including crits, and those can get up to around 6k, 5k with a normal build. That's even if you want to make a normal build, because you don't have to. The base damage on the weapon is so high that it doesn't really matter. In fact, it feels a lot better to use it when it's set up like that. And any base content in the game, all the way up to 174, it will get you by easily. I mean, just look at these numbers on this weapon. 390,000 damage with a 10% crit chance, critical hit damage up to 455, a fire rate of 1.2, a range of 3,000. That is important here. Most rocket launchers have a much larger range, but this one's pretty short comparatively. Does it matter? Not really, especially in the Storm King fight. You're going to be close enough to basically one-shot everything anyway, so it's not really a big deal. It will burn through your energy ammo though, so be careful about that. We all know batteries are the new herbs. The impact is 31,000, enough to break at least a level 100 impact guard on a smasher. Real easy like. Overheat cooldown is 2.5. That's basically your reload, which is not bad considering the black metal rocket rocket launcher, if you do not put a reload speed on it, is 3 seconds. All in all, it's a fantastic weapon. How you would really roll it, there are 2 ways that you can do so. You would change out one of these for crit rating, and then you would change out this if you want to for 2 of these perks. Damage here is more damage, obviously, but do you really need more damage? Do you really need to hit for 7 million? No, not necessarily. If you're using it for the Storm King fight, think about either doing damage to mist monsters and bosses, as you're going to be killing the Storm King and his mini bosses, or maybe even fire rate. So I'm sure you guys want to see the build that got us that 10 million damage in case you want to try it yourself. Remember, I don't recommend rolling a Wrath, a Storm King's Wrath with 3 crit damage and a damage on it, but I mean, you can if you want to. With totally rocking out, it wouldn't be absolutely terrible, and you'd be able to take down the mini bosses. At least you'd be able to do one thing really well. But the build that we actually ended up using to get the most damage we possibly could was Cassandra Lynx with Kunai Storm, granting us 140% bonus damage. Instead of using Totally Rocking Out, we used Preemptive Strike. We made sure the blaster was untouched. This grants us about another 30% bonus damage on top of the rest that you're about to see. We didn't go for Totally Rocking Out, and we left it with a 10% crit chance. That's part of the reason why you normally wouldn't build this. It took us a few tries to actually get that crit to happen. The next thing we're taking is Sub Wafers for an extra 50% damage after eating one, Going Coconuts for another 16%, Cold to the Touch is bugged. It has been since the hero rework and grants 14% bonus damage to all enemies. They do not have to be frozen. Faster Explosions for another 17%, and then the real kicker, the reason we were to get 10k, is Unearthly Treat. This, against mist monsters, blasters, takers, whatever, granted us 42% bonus damage. However, in the clip, if you go back and look, I'm actually at about 3/4 health. So we probably, if we redid it again, we could get 11k. The last couple of things we did is we used an ear splitter for the 40% damage there, and boom base to combine all of that with a metric crap ton of bonus damage, allowing us to get to that 10k mark. I've never seen that much damage personally. The highest I ever hit on a single target was 4.4 on the Jack's Revenge and 7.6 with the Stalwart Squire, but that was on multi-target hitting. If you guys know what that is, it's no big deal if you don't, but it just is. This is the highest I've ever seen. But how good is this rocket launcher on, just say, a normal build, a soldier, an outlander? Let's find out. Let's see if it lives up to the hype without actually using a specific build that buffs the rocket launcher itself. To do that, we're going to play a ninja, a class that everybody loves, has a double jump. We're just taking Whiteout Fiona, Totally Rocking Out, which again will, I guess, technically boost our damage with Sub Wafers and Battle Beats with the rocket launcher, but we're not going for that. That's just in the build. For all the next footage you're about to see with Whiteout Fiona, I changed the perks on the Storm King's Wrath to, like I mentioned in the video, crit rating, crit damage, and fire rate. I would change this to energy at most times, but currently I'm using it for the Storm King and helping people with that. By the way, I stream 5 days a week over at twitch.tv/roundedTikTak. If you want to come by and get some help with the Mythic Storm King, we run about 30 to 40 groups every single stream session, trying to get as many people their Mythic weapons as possible. The link is in the description. Just come by, hit that follow button, maybe even the bell, and you'll get alerted when I go live, and you can jump in the queue. First come, first serve. We'll see you there. So you can see the difference in the fire rate. This is the one without it, and this is the one with fire rate. Although it's not a huge difference, when you're shooting the horns of the Storm King or the weak spots of the Horn King, it definitely comes in handy if you happen to miss a shot. Here we go. We have a full group of enemies. Let's see what we can do here. We hit one guy because we suck. Let's try that again. We're going to load up another shot. We're going to aim at this group of enemies, and you're going to see the ricochet happen for 1.2 million damage. With the fire rate, let's see what we can do. I definitely thought she had kunai flip. Then we can see what it changed to all the enemies. Another cool thing is while you're charging the shot, you can actually move around and jump You just got to get a little bit closer here. 430,000, give or take. Not too shabby. See what we can get on another one. 1.9 million with a fire rate on the perk. While recording that whiteout Fiona footage, I got an idea. Now, I don't know if this works, but it should. Since it is a cooling rate weapon, you should be able to bait out the reload and keep the 140% bonus damage from mad tidings up at all times. So it's gonna take 50 shots and a long time to do so, but if it does work, having 140 plus 25% here is a ton of extra damage. Unearthly treat again and faster explosions for a total of 4, 5, 6, 80, 187% bonus damage, not including battle beat and subwoofers. So like you can see, it's a lot of damage, possibly. Let's jump back into a mission and see if this works. This is actually going to work. The thing with this is you can't use a full charge shot. And I just popped the reload. I was shooting too much. This might take a minute and definitely not worth it, but it will work, which is I just kind of want to see. All right, I think we did it perfectly. We are at max damage per shot on a mad tidings build. Our environmental damage went from 2275 all the way up to 5230 and has capped there. We have to be careful not to switch weapons because I'm pretty sure that takes away the buff. But now we are critting on physical enemies for 2.8 million. Holy crap, on a single shot, not even a loaded shot. Again, you have to be a little bit careful of how many times you shoot it so you don't get the reload. But I mean, if you choose to use the weapon this way, which is not necessarily the best use of it, but not the wrong use either, you can end up doing a decent amount of damage here in a slightly different way than you're probably used to. 3,800. Or I'm sorry, 380,000, 1.6 million, 380,000 on a little pop shot from the new Storm King's Wrath. I'm glad it works. That's awesome to see. See, we switched to building and we lost our buff. Now, is this something you would run? Probably not, but at least it does work. I just wanted to try it. This video went on a little longer than I planned on it, but I got the idea for the other builds and I wanted to try them out. Listen, the weapon crushes. It's the absolute best thing for the Storm King fight. If you get in a group with people that have one of these, it'll make your life a lot easier. If you get it, perk it up, play with it. It's fantastic. Guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you found it insightful and answered some questions you may have been thinking about and maybe showed you some different ways you can actually roll this weapon to still get the maximum effect. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you on the next one. I make videos like this and other trap tunnel guides and things like that all the time. Think about subscribing. I'll see you guys on the next one. TikTak out.